Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Glad you're here. This is just going to be a quick live stream. I haven't been doing as much on the Okies Hustle because the garden on my Okies Eden site is keeping me busy because it is harvest and replanting and all of that. So it takes a lot of time. So with that said, just know that I'm still here. This channel is actually still growing, and we're going to hopefully keep it that way. But now as we come into fall, I should be able to devote more time to this channel. With that said, I was just out getting ready to plant some stuff. And the thunder, we're in chance of thunderstorms. Thunders are rolling, you know, there's some lightning off in the distance. And I was getting ready to plant the seeds. That's what made me come on here. I thought literally in that second, if I plant these seeds right now, as my luck goes, just like with my green beans, it's gonna storm really heavy and wash my seeds all over the place, and the rows are gonna be wonky and things are gonna die off. So with that said, in your YouTube universe as a content creator, read the room, know the room. There are times you can check your analytics, you can check your audience. There are times when you should be loading YouTube videos or releasing. You can load them anytime, but when you release, what time of day or night, where are most of your viewers from? If they're from the US, you want to kind of make sure you're trying to devote, you know, your releases to those times. If you're in Europe and most of your people are in Europe, your subscribers, then you want to obviously use some kind of time there, whatever your time zone is. I'm in the central time zone. Most of my people are from the US, so I typically can use the central time zone because it works both ways for me, because I'm pretty much equidistant between the west and the east coast and north and south. So I'm in this zone. If I go to Florida, it's 1 ahead. If I go to California, it's like 2 behind or something. So I'm still in a good zone. If I release at 7 p.m., they can still watch it and not be, you know, it's not 1 in the morning or something. But be cognizant of the times you are releasing videos. Very important. A couple of ways you can do that. Go into your YouTube dashboard, look at analytics. Go up and click on audience, roll down. You'll see a big grid that's purple, different shades of purple. The real bright are when the majority of your people are watching YouTube. If you're established, you got a couple hundred, you know, you got a couple hundred subscribers. Hey, Chef Said, how you doing? I would recommend using those times. If you're early on and just starting, I noticed when I was starting my YouTube journey and then using my Okies Eden channel for my analytics, I was noticing it was better for me to watch each video analytic to see what time people were watching my videos. Because at one point I had more people, non-subscribers, watching than subscribers. So if I was to go and release it at the time 15% of the people were watching it, it didn't make sense. I wasn't getting the bump early on. Oh, you're welcome, Chef Said. Where when I started watching my analytics and the graphs, the shows the time when it hit and when it did the best and how long it sustained, that's the time I was using to release early on. Now I've kind of went back to using the purple graph that shows when your viewers are on YouTube. And again, I think that's working better. I've been doing it both ways the last month or two to see which one's working the best. And I think once you get so many subscribers, I think using the purple graph does work better. But like early on, I think you'd be better off using the actual per video, the analytic grid showing who came on at what time, what the percentage was. Because if you have a bigger percentage of people that aren't, like I was at one point, I had 85% watching that were not subscribers. So I'd be better off releasing at the time they showed up on my channel analytics versus the 15%, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So that's what I was saying. I was going to plant those seeds today, and then I heard the thunder. It rained a little bit last night. We got a really high probability of thunderstorms today. That's what made me think of YouTube, that you need to know when to plant. You need to know when to not plant because of something. Hold on just 1 second. Let me fix this. Okay, that's fixed. I'm having issues with I think it's the thunderstorms. There's some weird stuff happening with the internet. So anyways, so be aware of when you're releasing your videos, so on and so forth. Another important thing, Chef, you're here. Hold on, let me go check this one more time, hold on. Okay, just somebody let me know if I'm coming through okay. It seems to be weird. If Chef Zed, if you're still here, Nicola, anybody that's watching, I've been doing a test this last month. I haven't said anything to anybody. I've been doing live streams on my Okies Eden channel. And I've been watching how live streams affect, if they have any effect on views. I saw some of my videos, and I'm doing this on purpose, just so you guys know. I did some live streams that were outside the niche of Okies Eden. I would just do a live and we would talk about YouTube growth or sports or music or coffee, something that had nothing to do, and we would just chit chat. Over the next couple days, I noticed my shorts and some of my videos took a dip in viewers. They would dip down. Then I did a couple lives directly from the thumbnail to the description to the title to the pinned comment was about pumpkins and harvesting and growing and farm to table organic foods. And then I watch over a few days and things start to pick back up again. So I know it's not going to affect Chef Zed and Nicola as much because you're doing your cooking live streams, so it is specifically your niche. So you're probably going to see a continued growth as people continue to watch and subscribe. But I'm just letting you know, if you were to do a meet and greet, like when I do those collaborations, they're not based on Okies Eden. They're based on somebody else's channel. That's when I see the hit. Yeah. So when I do collaborations where we're talking about somebody else's channel, over the next couple of days, that's when I see declines on my channel. And I mean to do that. I'm not complaining. I'm going to continue because I'm using my Okies Eden as a test kitchen because I want to understand the niche more, because I'm trying to understand, so when I come to this channel more in the fall as things slow down in the garden, I have all this information, all these analytics I can share. I can actually print things off and put them in videos and show how certain analytics have affected, how my analytics have been affected. So Chef, I just want to let you know that if you do a collaboration, you know, feel free to do them, obviously, it's your channel, but if you can keep it closer to your niche, it's going to help your channel. The more you stray from the niche, the more it hurts. Yes, yes, exactly. So that's what I've been doing more now, is like this one here is on YouTube growth. So this channel, this won't hurt my views on this channel because this is specifically about YouTube growth. But I've also been wording the analogies, even when I mention my garden, toward YouTube growth. So while I'm mentioning my garden, I'm using analogies, so it's not hurting my channel because I'm still staying within my niche, just making comparisons. So but I did notice a huge difference when I do a collaboration with 1 or 2 people in a row. That's the one that hit the hardest. I mean, I had some that went down to 10 or 15 views, and that's fine. I wanted to see it do that. I wanted to see if it would do that. If you're here watching, if you don't mind, if you could like the live, I would appreciate it. So just keep that in mind. My growth is still going. Even with the views that have gone down, my click-through rates, all of my charts, all my analytics still look really good. I'm still getting the interactions. Again, I think interactions are one of the most important things. And also the fact that I'm proactive about seeking others out and looking at other cooking channels, looking at other gardening channels, travel channels, woodworking channels. I like a bunch of stuff that I use inside my niche. With the wood shop, I make stuff for the garden, so I can use that. So I can go seek these people out. And just this week, I think I've got another 10 subscribers that I wasn't seeking out, they just came on board. So they've been watching my stuff. All of my video, the times, the click-through rates have improved. I'm hopefully gonna get a new phone in the next month, which will be the newer phone with the better cameras, and then I can use that more. This week I'm doing on Okies Eden, I'm gonna do a bunch of live stream cookings, because I'm trying to fit as much stuff into Okies Eden now, because once the fall hits, I'll have less to do in the garden, and then I can move more over to Okies Hustle and keep working with people there. So with that said, Zed, I see your channel still growing well, Zed. I think you're still doing very well. I know Nicola is doing really well. I watched her video this morning. So I hope, Zed, that your channel's continuing to do well. And have you noticed, have you watched, Chef, have you watched your time, when you release videos, do you try to release them according to when people are on, or do you just release them at a specific time each week? I know some people say, I'm gonna release my videos at 7 p.m. on Saturday. I've found I've had more luck if I try and release at certain times when I know people are going to be on. I try to release them. My lives, like this one here was an impromptu live. I just literally thought of this while I was in the garden to do this. So I didn't advertise this or anything. I just wanted to come on because I didn't have time to edit a video for Okies Hustle this week. But I knew there was some things in my analytics I wanted to share. And so that's why I do this on Okies Hustle. I don't always do an edited video. I'll do an impromptu live talking about the things I saw this week. So I'm not waiting a week to release a video. So people can go back later and watch this. So again, the points being, I would recommend see what time your people, your subscribers are on YouTube using the purple screen on the audience, in the audience field on your dashboard, if you go down through. Also, and try and coincide your videos there. Also, just start paying more attention to analytics so you can understand when you're going to do better and get a better, I think if you get a better start with your videos, YouTube sees there's a lot of interest at that time, so I think they push them a little better, in my opinion. And then just be careful if you're doing live streams, try to stay in your niche, try to stay in your lane. I think you'll see better results than if you step outside your niche. I'm still going to do collaborations because I've enjoyed meeting all of the different content creators I've met, and I plan on continuing to do that. So I'm still growing. I'm still, okay, 12 a.m. African time. Okay, that makes sense. Because I know you have a lot of people in the United States that watch your channel, and typically between 5 and 7 people in the United States are getting up, getting ready to go to work, or if it's Saturday, Sunday, they're getting up and getting ready for church, or just to hang out for the day on Saturday. So that's probably a really good plan. But yeah, those would be my bits of advice for today. You can take them with a grain of salt or you can use them, but that's just what I see on my channel. Just a reminder, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Monday is Little Texas invited me on his channel. I know that's going to be super late for you, Zed, but maybe you can stream it the next day or something. I have no idea what to expect. He invited me on his channel. I went to his live last night. I'm excited. I enjoy doing the collaborations. It's on his channel. So I'm looking forward to it. And then it's raining very hard right now. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm glad I did not plant those seeds, because if I did, they would have got washed away. So good choice. Like I said, try to make better choices and it'll help your YouTube. It may not grow immediately, but it's not gonna flounder and flop. So I made a right choice. Try to make good choices. Yeah, that is rain. It's coming down. We were set for thunderstorms and I'm glad, because we've been really, really, really dry. And I just went out this morning to do a bunch of pruning of the dead leaves and the diseased leaves from the pumpkin plants. I twist them around to get them more in the sun, so I rotate them to let it yellows and turns orange more evenly, and ripens more evenly. But yeah, this week I'm gonna hit it hard with, I made biscuits this morning just so I'd have all my practice run in. Hey, Katil, is that how you say that? Katil? Katil, is that right? Katil, have you subscribed to my channel? Are you trying to grow on YouTube? If you're trying to grow on YouTube, this is what this channel is about. If you do gardening and cooking and farm to table cooking, my other channel is Oki's Eden. That's where I do gardening and farm to table. And if you do cooking, which I think you may want to check out Chef Zed. Chef Zed. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, half hectare. Hectare's much bigger than an acre. I think that's quite a lot larger than an acre. But if if you really like cooking and you want to watch somebody cook, I would recommend going and watching Chef Zed's channel. She does a lot of cooking, and so I think you'd be pleased with her channel. So if you haven't, when I leave here, Katil, however you say that, I'm sorry. When I leave here, and this goes public, if you don't mind. Oh, okay, they're your friends. That's cool. That's cool. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, Zed, since you know him, I'll go back. When I'm done here, I'll go check your channels out and subscribe, Katil. I'll subscribe from both channels. Am I saying that right, Katil? Katil? I'll subscribe from both channels, and hopefully you can, watch my stuff. If you like it, you can follow. If not, that's fine. Hopefully you can watch my pumpkin growing. I am doing some baking this week. I'm doing pumpkin bisque on Tuesday. That won't be long. That's not going to be a long one. Oh, family channel from India. That's cool. I'm going to do pumpkin bisque on Tuesday. I'm going to do pumpkin bread on Wednesday, and I'm going to do a biscuit, a Southern style biscuit on Thursday, because that's going to be an in-between for doing a harvest kind of breakfast. Kotoyama. Kotoyam? I'm bad with names. I have trouble with my own name. But so those would be all of for this week, that would be my suggestions on YouTube, is to know when to release your videos, who's watching them at what time, to try and get the biggest boost. Thank you very much. Kutian Thor, okay. Gotcha. try to get the biggest boost. I think right out of the gate. I think if you take a video and it hits really quick and takes off, I think YouTube likes to see that because it's showing a lot of interest in it, and I think it'll gain better legs. If it sits there for a couple days and then finally people come and watch it, I'm not sure it does as well. This would be Isaac Family. There you go, Isaac Family. So yeah, so if you can watch your times, just stay in your niche. Even on a live, try to stay in the niche. I have not. But with that said, Isaac Family, afterwards, if you go in and put a comment in the comment field when I'm going to make this public in a few minutes, if you can just go in and say hi in the comments and let people come in and be able to check your channel out. And then I will go to your channel from Okies Eden also and check it out here in a few minutes. So, as a matter of fact, let me do this right now. I'm going to subscribe while I'm here. Okay. I just subscribed to your channel, so I'm all set. I will leave here in a few minutes and I'll go back over to my Okies Eden and I'll subscribe from there also. With that said, everybody, it was just like I said, this was just a quick impromptu update. I hope you all have a great day. Have a great Sunday. We're getting some rain. It's cooled down. It's a good day. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. And hopefully you'll be there tomorrow night when I'm live with Little Texas. And then the next 3 days I'm doing some cooking videos live. So you guys all have a great Sunday. Take care.